Richmond Mayor Stoney is announcing a new gun buyback program. The city will use $500,000 of federal COVID relief funds to pay for it. 8 News reporter Alex Thorson joins us live in Richmond with this story. Alex, what are the details here?
Good evening. This is one of the mayor's new, quote, bold moves in this city. He says tackling violence here in Richmond means taking more guns off the streets.
Shooting after shooting, the trend in Richmond. At last night's State of the City address, Mayor Stoney announcing a $500,000 gun buyback program.
This will create incentives for folks to turn in operational firearms, reducing the likelihood of them being used in violent crime.
The money is coming from the Federal American Rescue Plan Act funds. Last year, officials confiscated nearly 1,000 guns.
547 of which were stolen.
Under this plan, they're hoping to capture even more this year. It's one of many new initiatives aiming to sculpt a safer city after a violent 2021, the highest number of homicides in 2 decades.
We have been in this situation before.
At a recent news conference, city officials like Reggie Gordon and Human Services comparing the city's situation now to Richmond in the 90s.
Our city was the murder capital of the United States.
To be clear, last year's homicide count is still much lower comparatively.
We're not close to being that high yet, but it is going back up again, and that obviously concerns people.
But to try and solve the problem then, there was Project Exile, says 8 News legal analyst and defense attorney Russ Stone. He says Project Exile shifted cases involving guns into federal court, where the penalties were far tougher.
Most people think it was fairly successful because the murder rate dropped precipitously after several years of Project Exile.
In recent years, there's been talk of reviving it, but not this year, at least not yet.
I've reached out to the mayor to get his thoughts on Project Exile and the possibility of reviving it, waiting to hear back from that. And details about the gun buyback program right now are extremely limited. When asking about it today, the mayor's office told me the police department here is in charge of it. The police department says they still have no details to share with us. Of course, when we get those, you will to WRC.com. In Richmond, I'm Alex Thorson, 8 News.